Okay, so the first thing to say is we're not strumming the strings, we're going to pluck the strings. And the way to do that, let's say, so our first phrase starts on these two strings, the middle two strings, the C and the E. So sit your thumb on top of the C string, and then your finger is going to sit just underneath the E string. And don't have them together like this, move them apart. And then the thumb is going to brush down and the finger is going to brush up at the same time. So you're doing this. So it might be worth practicing this just on its own till it feels comfortable. Try not to do this and pull the strings away. Notice that the hand doesn't move, it's just the fingers that are moving. Because the hand stays still, it's much easier to find these two strings again. The second thing to say is we're going to learn this as if it's 4 separate little phrases. So to learn and practice each single phrase on its own and get comfortable with that before trying to put them together. So let's look at the first phrase. Finger number 1 is going to go here on the E string, 1st fret. Second finger is going to go on the C string, 2nd fret, and you're going to pluck these two strings at the same time. That's your first part of phrase 1. Second part, slide the whole shape up 2 frets. So don't take your fingers off, leave them on the strings, just release the pressure so they're not pressing down hard, and just use the strings as if they're train tracks. Just slide it up here. So your first finger is now on the 3rd fret, second finger is now on the 4th fret, and you pluck those 2 strings again. And then the third part, the last part of phrase 1, slide finger 2 up to the 5th fret and add your 3rd finger underneath that on the E string and pluck those 2 strings again. And that's the first phrase. So we've got three positions, if you like. Here's the first one, second one, third one. Okay, phrase 2. Leave your 3rd finger on this string. It doesn't have to move. You can lift this one off and put finger number 1 here on the A string at the 3rd fret. We're now going to move our 2 fingers here. We're not plucking the C and E anymore. We're now plucking the E and the A string. We're moving down to these 2 strings and we pluck those 2 together. This is phrase 2 we're on now. This is the first part. Now we slide this finger up 1 fret and add finger 2 at the 5th fret and pluck these 2 again. Now slide back to where you started. Finger back here, first finger back here, and then put finger 2 back at the 5th fret, and we're exactly where we were when we ended phrase 1. So that's 4 steps to phrase 2. First step, second, third, fourth. Phrase 3 is exactly the same as phrase 2. So we're on to phrase 4. You leave your fingers where you ended up at the end of phrase 2 and 3. But this time, instead of plucking the 2 strings together, you're going to play them one at a time, starting with the E string, then the C string, then the E string again. So Then finger 1 goes onto the 3rd fret of the E string and pluck these 2 strings again. Then slide finger 1 down to the 1st fret, pluck the 2 strings again, then take finger 1 off and pluck them both open. And while they're ringing, put finger 3 here at the 3rd fret on the A string as if you were playing a C, and just play just that note, just the A string. So you've just played these 2 strings open, and you want to let them ring while you add that note. Okay, let's play them together. Phrase 1, phrase 2, phrase 3, phrase 4. And that's it. One last thing to add. When I'm playing this part here, before you go on to the next thing, can you see the hand slightly rotates? Your wrist and your elbow move. Just makes it a little bit easier to fit your fingers in. And that's it.